Are you thinking about spending $150 a month on the Trade with Maya bot? Well, before you risk your own capital, you need to see the actual retail execution. Here you will find no affiliate links, no marketing hype, just my independent real money broker logs and the raw friction data. So let's jump right into the sheet and look at what this week's results are. Welcome back to our live account review of Trade with Maya. We have really good news this week to report. Maya has actually erased the max drawdown that they've incurred. We actually have an equity high, the first equity high we've had on the account since we started trading this. So we're now in week 11, and predominantly throughout the 11 weeks we were negative almost every week, and now we have recovered. So we're excited to see that happen, and we're now wanting to kind of continue with it for a little bit longer and see what happens. Up till now, we have been doing kind of a deep dive on all of the trades, and concerns that we've had have been resolved or mitigated. And so we're pretty happy with all of the results that we've gotten and all of the issues that we've seen. We're kind of pretty happy and satisfied that when you go trade by trade, when our trades match up, the slippage is minimal. What they're reporting seems to be very accurate. And so we're going to kind of go from a deep dive analysis more to a higher level analysis and do more of a week by week comparison. One of the issues we have is with Trade with Maya is the way they report. It's hard to just take a live account and report on that because they report based on their expiration. So all the trades they made for any given expiration are reported in that month of when the expiration occurred. Whereas with pretty much any live brokerage account, when you do reporting, whether the expiration was in this month or next month or whenever it was, when you close out the trade, that's when the P&L is reported. But going forward, we're going to try to do our best to align with that and just do a high level. Are we aligning with our live account and the way they're reporting on their website? We do still have the concern with limit orders, and that's the one thing that we're going to continue to focus on. How much does it impact my live account or our live account on limit orders that do not get filled versus the Trade with My account where they get filled on these limit orders? So we do feel like there's going to be somewhat of an impact. The question is, how big is that impact, and should it should you consider that, and does it change your decision on whether you want to trade with this robot or not? The other thing that's happened in the last few weeks is they started making some changes to the algorithm. They sent out a string of emails kind of describing what they're doing and why they're doing it, and justifying the change to the algorithm, which is not. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. What happens, though, is when you make a change to your algorithm, all your live trading now, essentially your forward testing with your live account trades, become somewhat invalidated. So we want to continue to watch that to see, how well their reporting and their metrics continue to match up with what we're doing in our live account. So what you'll see going forward is more of a high level. We sent out a link in the last couple of videos of, you can go to our website and you can actually see the equity curve on the live account, and you can see some of the detailed trades they're making. So we're going to continue to report that. We're going to continue to do a weekly video, just say where we're updated at, so you can continue to follow along with us. But it's not going to be as much of a deep dive that we've been doing historically, because we are really satisfied that Trade with Maya website, they are doing their best that they can to try to be very transparent, and they believe that what they're reporting is relatively accurate and above board. So we're going to do that. And then also I wanted to make you aware that going forward, we're going to be looking for some additional strategies that we can evaluate. We're going to do live account reviews of some additional strategies. If you have some ideas for those strategies, please leave a comment and let us know some ideas. We do have some kind of a vetting process that we go through, but if it fits our vetting process, We are interested in options strategies. So if you have things like that, we're real interested in doing those. They don't have to be automated. Ideally, they would be automated, but we're actually going to do a couple going forward that they're not automated. They're just concepts for strategies that we're going to manually enter into an account, live account, and then do the tracking for it. So look forward to that. That should be coming in the next few weeks. The next thing I want to do for this week, since we're still doing our deep dive, I'm going to show you a comparison of the actual live account and that we're tracking against the actual website. So you can see that we actually are seeing almost to the penny that we're lining up with closed out trades that we both have matched on. So let me switch us over to that real quick and we'll take a look at that. Okay, so what we're seeing here is on the left over here is the actual website for TradeWithMaya. And we're seeing their reporting of closed out trades for these different expirations. And on the right hand side here where I have my spreadsheet is the data that we've pulled and put in. These rows here are the expirations, so that we're trying to line up our closed out expirations with the TradeWithMaya closed out expirations. So again, with brokerage accounts, normally they just report each month, regardless of where the expiration is when you close out the position. That's when you log in the P&L. So right here, if you'll notice, I've got all trades, which means that Maya will have some trades that we don't have based on those limit orders. And that's the concern that we've been having going forward now for some time. And we'll start to see that discrepancy here. But right now with all trades, you can see right here for this expiration on 7/10, we line up perfectly with them. That's $12.99 here. We have $13.00 here. So on the 7/24 expiration, we line up with them where we pulled their data. So we're getting the 604 versus 603. And again, this is just me pulling their data and making sure that my spreadsheet's accurate. And so far, it looks like we're confident that it's accurate. And then we have the 390 here and the 390 here that matches up. And what we're seeing on our side is a little bit different numbers here. And that's largely due to the fact that we don't have all of their orders. And again, it's largely the indexes for the SPY and the QQQ. So if I go in here and click on trades where we do match up, meaning that these are all the ones where they got filled and we got filled, this is where we were tracking the slippage, if you will. And we're still getting positive slippage, which is good news. Now, occasionally we'll get some negative slippage, but most of the time we're ahead of the game with the slippage. Another reason why we're probably not going to continue to do a deep dive every week in tracking this. But as you can see for 7/10, on 7/10, they're tracking $1,300 loss, whereas we're only tracking a $964 loss. And that's due to the fact that we didn't have an order filled that was a losing trade. And going forward, again, that's going to be a negative to us because, Maya will get filled on these orders, show a profit, and we won't have the order to show the profit on. And so at a higher level going forward, we're going to really kind of focus on that and see how big of an impact that's going to be on a live account versus the TradeWithMaya account reporting forward. And so you can see here on there, they have 384 with the ones that we match on, and we had 318, so we're still a little bit positive there. And then on this last one, we did really well where they showed a negative 390 and we showed a negative 264. But if you total up all of the slippage, it starts to kind of even out. I mean, right now we're sitting at about a positive 210. So anyway, again, we're very, very satisfied with the reporting they're going to do. And we probably won't be doing this kind of a deep dive unless we actually see some more issues creep up. So there's where we are for this week. Again, we were really excited to see Maya get out of this drawdown, and we're hopeful to see that it's actually going to start making some profits and maybe align with more of what they're reporting as far as their overall over the next few months. So let's stay tuned, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching. If you're interested in learning more, have any questions for us? Please visit our website at KeystoneStrategyTrading.com.